On a quiet autumn afternoon in the English countryside, a man named Thomas Granger was walking home from the village when he heard frantic flapping and muffled cries coming from a nearby hedge. Curious and concerned, he stepped off the narrow path and peered through the dense thicket. There, tangled in a wire fence, was a lone goose, its wings splayed and feathers ruffled, eyes wild with fear. Thomas approached slowly, murmuring soft reassurances. The bird struggled at first, but exhaustion had clearly taken its toll. With careful hands, Thomas freed it from the wire's grasp, cradling the injured animal as it shivered against the chill. "I couldn't just leave it," he later recalled. "Something in its eyes told me it needed help." He brought the goose home, wrapped it in an old woolen blanket, and gently cleaned the shallow cuts on its wings. He named her Grace. At first, Grace was wary, hissing and keeping her distance. But within days, she began to follow Thomas around the garden, waddling after him as he went about his chores. She'd honk whenever he left the house and flap her wings in excitement when he returned. Within weeks, the bond between man and bird deepened. Grace would wait by the door each morning, often pecking gently until Thomas opened it. Neighbors raised their eyebrows. "A goose in your kitchen?" They laughed. But Thomas didn't mind. He found comfort in her presence. "It's strange," he admitted, "but in some ways, she understands me better than most people." He built her a cozy shed in the backyard and filled it with straw. But most nights, she'd insist on sleeping by the back door, tucked under the eaves, as if keeping watch. Over time, Grace became a fixture in the village. She'd walk beside Thomas to the local shop, even waiting patiently outside until he emerged. Children adored her, often bringing small treats. She never wandered far, always returning to Thomas's side. Veterinarians who examined her were amazed at her recovery and her loyalty. "Geese are intelligent," one said, "but this level of attachment is exceptional." Perhaps it was gratitude, or perhaps some invisible thread had tied their souls together that fateful afternoon. Either way, Grace never left, and Thomas, once a quiet man who lived alone, now shared his days with a companion who asked for nothing but presence, and perhaps the occasional crust of bread. Their story quietly spread beyond the village, and soon people from nearby towns came to catch a glimpse of the man and his goose. "I never meant to keep her," Thomas often said, "but I think, in the end, she chose me."